Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tells podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
and we are live on a Tuesday.
I think it is. I don't know. Is it Tuesday?
I think it's
Yeah, I think it
Tuesday.
is Tuesday.
Guys, it's all blending together. I'm working very
I
hard
clear it
here.
is.
But yeah, we're live on a Tuesday. We actually didn't have a show yesterday because that's right. I went out to dinner with Bossy and Ray. Met
Hmm.
Bossy first time in person.
That
I
is
had
right.
already
It is
met
your first
Ray.
time meeting her.
Yeah, I had already met Ray Sani at Drunk Black History. So
Hmm.
that like
And you
and of
and
course we hung out together last year in the Airbnb.
hmm.
Um so that was obviously she's a joy and a pleasure, and it's
Ain't
always
she
great to
though?
see
I
her,
always
you
love to
know.
see her.
And same with Bossy, as a person, I feel like it's one of those things where somebody and you talk to them all the time, and
Hmm.
this is one of the good sides of digital connection and the internet.
Yes.
And it's cool to like be face to face and talk and chat and
Hmm.
gossip and all that stuff, and not feel like a weirdo, and
Mm-mm.
everybody was just like they are,
Right. And
online.
the
It was
same
fine.
people. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm very, very glad that y'all got to kick it. And I know y'all had a great time. And I figured out that y'all probably chit chatting for a while. So I was
Yeah.
like, y'all just go and have a good time. What did y'all eat? You know me, I'm about the
Um,
food.
to a place called the Valerie or
Hmm.
something, and we ordered so much food. It was all like appetizers and
Like
stuff.
the
We just
tapas.
got kind of like tapas. Yeah, we just got all that stuff like
Hmm.
macaroni and cheese, charcuterie, which is of course Lunchables,
Fan-
uh,
Fancy Lunchables.
artichoke dip, um crab. I got a crab cake,
Oh,
and we split everything. We were just all eating everybody's food. Like it was fine. And then we just had a lot of drinks, and it was so fun. It was so good. And
okay.
uh yeah, and like such good conversation, and
Hmm.
and it's that thing where like, because you're not like a complete stranger, you don't have to have like, so where'd you go to school, like it was just
Right. Those
actual.
type of conversations. Right.
Yeah, and it's one of those things too where like I know Ray and I know Bossy, and I've known them both pretty well for a while, and it's one of those things
Hmm.
where I wanted them to hit it off, and I was so happy that they did,
Hmm.
and they both like are dope and admire each other, so that was cool, like it was a
Oh,
love fest, man. Like it was just a
oh,
big
I
old
bet
love
it
fest.
was. It was so sweet. I'm not gonna lie. I was jealous only because I couldn't be there. I ain't jealous of the relationships. I was just sad because I was like, I want to be eating crab cakes too.
Absolutely, yeah, I wish you could have been there with us, and it was like but yeah, it was a lot of fun, and just Ray just kept trying to convince me to do stand up. That's her
Yeah,
new
she
thing.
she seen you do that jump black history. Was like, this nigga funny. This nigga real funny.
Yeah, it's a hell of a compliment,
Like her comedy mind started ticking, boy.
Yeah, it's a hell of a compliment and stuff.
Right.
I told her I'd think about it. Maybe if we get renewed, or if it's something where I have to be up here for an extended period of time or something, just
Yeah.
based on the future, maybe I'll think about it then. You
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
'Cause it
so
really seems like no point of trying to be a stand-up comedian in Charlotte. Not No offense to the local market, but
mm-mm.
it just don't seem like no point. And then it's not really like
Charlotte
my
isn't a comedy
necessarily
scene.
yeah, and being a stand-up isn't necessarily my dream. And
Right.
also it's a lot of work to do this show that many times a week and stuff. I feel like stand-up people get up that many times a week, like that's where they're putting their work, is like, okay, boom, I gotta hit 3 mics tonight. I need to do that 3-4 times a week. I gotta stay sharp, I gotta get better, I gotta work. And I respect the work they put in, and I
Me
don't
too.
know that I want to make the trade-off of giving up anything. Like I like being dope at writing a TV show. I like being dope at doing this podcast, and I like being funny in the way that I'm funny. I
Right.
think if it was something where we were up here for extended period of time, maybe we do more live shows because it's easier
Agreed.
to get a venue and just sell out
Mm-hmm.
or have as many tickets as you can and do a live show than it
Like
is
that.
to
Yeah, that's something I've been thinking
stand
about
up.
too. We'll probably talk more about that when you get back. But yeah, that's something I've been thinking about too. But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, all that stuff's just dependent on a bunch of moving parts that I don't got no
Mm-hmm.
control over. But yeah, man, it was such a good time, man. Everybody, the waiter, was like this cool dude that I forget what he was like, Tibetan and something else. Um, and but he had this accent. It was funny because Ray just kept talking about his like he sounded like he was from New York, and he obviously gets this question a lot. You know, he's like, "Yeah, I'm from Brooklyn, da da da," and all this stuff. And it was like, okay, he was like, "Yeah, most people expect me to have an accent or something." And they was like, "Oh my god, is that racist? I'm sorry," or whatever. And I was like, "Yeah, I didn't expect you to have an accent because I'm so woke that anything you would have said would have been fine to me, you know." But nah, it was a great time. The man, I will say, and it could just be this restaurant, but I think it might be kind of in general. Drinks are more expensive in New York,
Yes, they are.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. They're
Like, it
very
definitely
expensive.
costs more. You gotta think about, like,
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at that menu like it's a cheesecake factory. I was like,
Mm.
whew. And it was like a big menu. It had like 54 drinks on this one menu.
Ooh,
And they were
yeah,
delicious. They were good.
I bet you they
And
were. And that's why.
shout out to Ray Connie, because Ray paid for the meal because she got it like that. You know what I'm saying? She just, y'all see the resume. Go to her IMDb. You know what I'm saying? She getting these writer checks. She out here.
Come on.
And it was, yeah. And
Yeah.
all, and like it's funny because and I don't know if it's a black thing or what, but whenever you say somebody got it like that, and I'm guilty of this too. Everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you immediately have to start justifying that you're spending money. And so it's like black people start telling you how hard their life was or how like how little they have or whatever. And it's
Nobody
always,
knows the trouble I've seen. Damn it, I'm gonna pay
yeah,
for this meal. I done made it.
yeah. Like I'm
I
like,
done been
man,
through it.
flex on me. You ain't I like let me make my joke about you having money, but just know
Yes.
that like, it's
You gonna get these jokes though.
yeah, it's just me trying to it's me trying to take the awkwardness out of it and tell you that, thank you. And I
Mm-hmm.
definitely made sure to tell her thank you quite a few times, but it was just so funny.
Right.
Like, as soon as you say it, it's like, oh no, I don't have no kids. I'm doing this, I'm doing
Right.
that.
No,
I,
you ain't
I
got to
got shot. I got
justify that.
shot in 15. I got shot when I was 15 years old. I'm not even supposed to be alive. I used to be on food stamps.
That's not going
You
down
know,
the checklist. You know. I got free and reduced lunch. You're like, it's okay. It's okay.
my grandma was a former slave, and
Yeah.
she escaped to the north. And I'm like, man, why are we always trying to justify like because being black, because most of the time we don't have generational wealth anyway.
Right, right.
Being black and being like even middle class or like doing okay is it's like a guilt, or it's like you need an explanation.
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
guys, I
Almost,
promise I'm still black.
yes. Almost like you feel, what do they call it? The remorse.
Survivor's guilt.
Yes, survivor's
Yeah.
guilt type of thing. It's like I survived blackness, so because I survived blackness, and me being black didn't take me out. I
Right.
gotta justify it, but you actually, in reality, you don't. But I
Yeah.
think for a lot of people, they may feel that thing, and then for a lot of people, they feel like, well, okay, now I have to quote unquote justify my blackness. But me and you, I don't be kicking nobody in the blackness because I didn't put your ass in
Right.
blackness. So who am I to fucking kick you out?
Yeah, man. It honestly do the other thing, and we do this a lot in real life where we have conversations on the podcast, but also off the podcast. And it's refreshing to talk to people about, for those of us who are like kind of hyper online, whether it's your job or just
Mm-hmm.
your addiction or just your, how you pass time. This podcast, I would consider us, we're hyper online partially because of what we do, but partially
Mm-hmm.
just in general, and
Yeah, probably a lot more than the average person. Yes, I agree.
so it feels good sometimes to like talk to people outside of that. And
Mm-hmm.
like the where things match up, where they don't, like how you make each other feel less fucking crazy.
Yes, it helps justify your reality because
Yeah.
online will make you think you're a lunatic. And so some of these conversations actually need to be offline, not recorded or anything like that. Like I said, it's a generational thing. Everything that you do and everywhere that you go is not meant for public consumption. It's just not. And so
Right.
you need a space that you can have to yourself for yourself without
Yeah.
judgment.
Well, also to me, a lot of it is like you need not even just a space, right? But you need like to be able to confirm sometimes that you're not crazy.
Right.
Because like motherfuckers will make you. I'll give an example that's not related to something current, so that people can at least they can see what my perspective is, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
I think saying current shit, motherfuckers are so caught up in the matrix that they immediately get, reflexive. But the thing I like, remember when Offset allegedly cheated on Cardi B, and then he showed up with her show with all these flowers, and
Mm-hmm.
there's this big, almost like a rom-com level of of like whatever you call that, And I remember watching that, and I saw online how many people were like, this is abuse. He's
Mm-hmm.
stalking her. She's not safe. This men like this kill women. He's probably hurting her behind the scenes. And I remember thinking like, how many people are saying this and we don't know nothing about these people?
Right.
And then it became very personal. Like, I had a man that showed up to my
Yep.
job,
That
be like,
becomes personal.
like other shit. But it's been what, 2 years maybe since then? It's been a while since
Been a
then.
while. Been a few years.
I mean, he lost his, one of his essentially his brothers, and their marriage has stayed strong through all this shit. They've had kids. They just fucking sold a McDonald's meal together.
Yes, they did.
Um, so, but if I would have just listened to the people in my bubble online, I would be like, oh my god, he gonna kill her or some shit. But then, like, in real fucking life, when you talk to other people, it's like, yeah, we don't know them people. Like, and
Mm-mm.
then that's not good or bad. Just we actually don't know these motherfuckers, and all the conspiracy theory, QAnon shit that all the bubbles we can get into, it's not really real. And so I love having conversations with people that you're just not worried about that stuff, but you still are aware of that stuff, so you can make
Right.
jokes about it. You can make
Correct.
references to it. It's always great when you pull out your sheet and you match up with who you think is crazy and who you think is cool and who you're not supposed to like and all that shit. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love that shit. I bet a lot of people do that are online a lot. But
Of
yeah,
course.
so we just had a great conversation, man, and it's all love, man, and it went great. And I was thankful I got to hang out with them and spend the evening and stuff, just chatting. So it was a fun time.
I'm
Um,
glad.
and then go ahead.
Mm-mm, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and then tonight, um, we filmed some Man on the Street stuff, which is why we're recording so late.
Mm-hmm.
And so Man on the Street is when Bo goes out and he interviews people, and we take the clips and we put them on the show. And I had to be there. It was the kind of thing where like I didn't even realize it was today. We were supposed to do what's the T, their
Mm-hmm.
wig cap, and I've basically Bo reminded me or told me like noon or something, like, hey, or 3 o'clock, I think. He was just like, DJ Mike Hitman is coming to town for this Man on the Street. And I'm like, I gotta be there.
I know it's so.
What time, what location? I
Right.
said, I
I got
can't
to be
do
there.
this. I can't. If you know this show, we've had Mike on a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Shout
if
out
you
to the
know
Morning Jones.
Jones, he used to call in to the show like
Mm-hmm.
um he used to call into that show like every day, multiple times a day. Give
Yes,
out
he
his number
did.
on the air. Like
Mm-hmm.
he he's that dude. And he's a character. He hangs out with a bunch of pimps, Good Game, Lucky Strike,
Mm,
Spanish Fly, uh
yes. And the list
Donnell.
goes on.
Yeah, and so man, I was like, I'm gonna be there. And so I came home from work, like recharged for like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and then just hit the Uber and got down there. It's kind of cold out and stuff, but man, like I went to the location and it was this place called like Madam X that is like some type of sex bar. I don't know what kind of,
I'm
and
about to
it's
say
just
that sounds like the strip joint, Madam X.
he didn't pick the bar, so it's us that picked it, but it was like I think I took a picture of it. I'll put it on Instagram. I'll put all these pictures on Instagram with Ray and Bossy and all that stuff too.
Mhm.
I made a reel, but I'll actually put like the pictures on there at some point.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I come in and like the bathroom door is just like a nude woman painting with titties and everything. I was like,
Oh shit!
okay. I said, okay, so this is different. This I said it's kind of fitting though that we got Mike in
It is. That's
here.
how I was like, did he pick it?
Right. And so I walk in, I see Bo and James in there talking. I'm talking to them, and then I look in the back, sitting on the couch, looking luxurious in a fur coat, all the way down to the flow, suit, of
Chicago
course,
style.
hat, shades, Mike Hitman, DJ Mike Hitman in there, glistening, shining. And so, I immediately was like, my man, what's going on, brother Mike,
Yeah, 'cause
man?
that's
We was
your first time meeting him. Yeah, seeing him in
Yeah, I've never got
person.
to meet him in person, and so we just chopped it up, and he, like, unbeknownst to me, like, he kept up with us too, like he's
Oh, I didn't know
knows
that.
about me writing for the show.
Oh,
He still he asked about you, he asked about the podcast, and we talked about just stuff that happened with the Morning Jones, and I
mhm,
asked him about Good Game and all them, and we
mhm.
talked about the time he went to get the pimp cup from Gary, Indiana.
Ah, yes!
uh, like, we just had a
I know you
blast.
had a ball.
Yes, and hopefully, I don't know how much stuff of his interview with Bo is gonna make it, but I hope it
Right.
all stays in. But we'll see. But he was just giving great answers to the questions we came up with, and I mean, it was everything just not to try to, like, I was just trying not to laugh during any of the takes because I didn't
Right.
want to fuck up nothing. But he had me dying, and it was so funny with the man on the street stuff because, like, Mike is a character, and you could see people walking by just looking like, what the fuck are they
What is
filming?
happening? They was like, oh, they're probably going, why does he have on a fur coat? Like that is definitely like a Chicago thing. It's
Mhm.
certain places where the people do that, and they was looking like,
Like, are they filming the Mac Part 3? Like, what is
yes, they
happening?
didn't know what was happening.
Return of the Mac? Like, what is happening?
It's
And
like we don't dress like that. I'm confused.
it was, and
It
it
ain't a
was
bubble
such
coat.
it, the mood around the office has been really good, but it was also just such a, like, a moment of reflection for a second. I think specifically for me and Bo to be able to, like, be there with Mike, like this dude that, you know, me and Bo go all the way back to, like, SOHH message board people. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Mike goes back to fucking the Morning Jones on Sirius Satellite Radio. That's probably 10 years old at least now.
Oh, it gotta be 10. Yeah.
And he followed Bo ever since and stuff. And then this TV show, and to be able to, like, have all of that come to fruition when I remember when Bo was just thinking about, like, no joke, we would have conversations, and he'd be like, this is before I think even Game Theory, he's like, when I get my own TV show, or when I get a TV show, we gotta figure out a way to get Mike Hitman involved. I'm like, absolutely. It don't matter what
Mhm.
it is, it don't matter how. Once you get some people that you can tell what to do, one of the things you got to tell them
No,
is, we getting this man on the air, and trust me, like, we don't. This
it,
ain't
it will be
a
worth it. Yeah,
request. This ain't a gamble.
this is the
We
man.
know for a fucking fact this nigga is box office. Turn the cameras on, point them towards
Yes,
him. It don't matter what we do.
don't matter.
And so being able to see Mike, this moment come together, man. We was all smiles. I posted the reel on my Instagram and TikTok and stuff, so people can kind of see like the last couple of days, me with Bossy and Ray, and I'll go back and post some pictures, like, because I took many pictures with everybody. I'll definitely go back and post the whole thing, but it was just so dope, man. And like, it was like one of those full circle moments where it's just like, look at this, you know what I mean? Like, we came from just talking shit on message boards and chopping it up on the radio and making jokes, and now uh we out here making this black ass TV show and making jokes and doing all that stuff. And I'm doing a good job. Like, I'm
You are.
really doing a good job at work. Like, I'm getting this stuff in, but I'm also like, I'm learning so much, but I'm putting what I learned. Now I'm in this place where I'm putting what I've learned to use. And I'm starting to see stuff. It's not all the way where I want to be. Like, I'm still working hard so that I can like anticipate shit even further than I see it now. But like, I'm able to like look at stuff and be like, okay, this is what we need to do here, or here's an interesting way we could flip something. Here's, I'm just getting better, and like, low key, I'm getting trusted with more stuff, like I think people are starting to like say and see like, okay, this dude for this show specifically knows Bo's voice in a way that makes everyone's job easier if I'm able to like go in there and be like, we can anticipate what I think he would want. I can't always get it right. Two different people. That's, I'm not ridiculous. There's gonna be times where I think something's hot and he gonna absolutely disagree. But there's a lot of times where I'm like, nah, he would say it this way, or the perspective for this part of this deep dive, it has to come from like, an angle where he's like talking down to somebody or something, or being relaxed. We're writing it like he's hyped, but he would be relaxed in this case. So it's stuff like that we're doing. You okay, baby?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah, I'm okay.
All right.
Sorry, I was trying. Something got stuck in my hand. I was trying to flick it off.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem. I just want to make sure you was all right. But yeah, so it was like a full circle moment, and like I said, everything's going well with the show. I feel like I'm in a good groove, and I feel like,
yay, that's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm getting used to this Airbnb. I figured out how to get the washer dryer to work.
Oh, let's go. Washer dryer. Is it a combo?
It's a combo one. It doesn't dry as good as the last one we had. And so you wash dry, and then it'll still be kind of damp, and then you can run. I figured out how to run just the dryer cycle.
Okay.
And so then that's what I use to dry the clothes.
Okay.
So but yeah, that's kind of update on me. I don't have much else to add. I want to thank all the fans and stuff that have really commented on our episode with Bossy already.
Yes,
a lot of people really enjoy it. Yeah, I think I was saying this to Ray last night, because Ray listens to the show, and she was saying like, I don't always agree. Sometimes I vehemently disagree, but and I was like, that's the thing, right? When Ray had her shows, it's not like every time I listen, I was like, well, can't disagree there. Like, we're all human, and if anybody puts their opinion out to the world, there's gonna be people that disagree. I think the main thing for me is to think about is really being authentic and being real, because I'd rather you disagree with my genuine opinion and you just don't fuck with what I said and you just came away with a different understanding. But so often I try to like allow for other people's opinions, even in mine, to be like, hey, and you can feel differently. I've at this point, I bet every black podcast is going to talk about that damn special, and you're going to get a lot of rehashes and retreads, a lot of projection, a lot of,
Yes, sir.
a lot of defensiveness, a lot of attacking and all kinds of shit. And I'm happy to have this space where people where we allow each other to be real and be authentic in that way and arrive to the conclusions that, and show our work for how we arrived to those conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
And like to see the audience respond with like, this was one of the best conversations I've heard about this, or this is the only conversation I wanted to hear about this special between me, you, and Vasi. That means a lot to me because I know a lot of people been talking about it. And you,
Yep.
at this point, if you just want to get like the opinion that you have regurgitated back to you,
Oh,
you
it's
can
out
just pick
there.
the source. Because there's mad people that are like very surface level, very just reactionary, very steal it from Black Twitter and regurgitate it back for clout. And I didn't want to do that kind of show, and I don't want to have that kind of show. I feel like a lot of these podcasts troll Black Twitter for content that they don't even really understand, and they don't really care that it doesn't make there's not a logical congruence to what they're saying. They're just like, listen, this is what Black Twitter on today. That's why they can say stuff like words are violence and trauma is very real, but
Mm-hmm.
Wanda Sykes can't be traumatized that her friend and mentor got hit in front of her. Like they can
Right.
in their mind, both of those things make sense. And I think it's so crazy, you know, just how much that it's human, but it's just I'm trying to divorce ourselves from some of that. So,
Right.
I want to say thank you to the fans who've already chimed in to say like they thought we had a great discussion. So thank you.
Me too, because it matters. Because I think that it was a lot of nuanced conversations. And when you talk about it, you have to talk about social media because social media played a big role. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, it can't be so, I don't want to say quote unquote one sided because a lot of people is fuck Will Smith or fuck Chris Rock, and that's kind of the end for a lot of people, and they're not really examining or looking or analyzing anything from the quote unquote opposite side.
Right.
Because it's one of those things where people do things, and it's human nature because we do it too. People do things for clickbait, and if that's what's hot, that's what you're doing. And the thing is, everybody wants to be the first. Everybody wants to get that shit out there the quickest. But a lot of times, being the first and the quickest don't always make you right, and it doesn't always mean that it's well thought out.
Yeah, and it feels a lot like people are waiting for the second they disagree with you to like jump in your shit or to like cast you aside. I was thinking about this. Seth Rogen said something today in an interview about, a lot of critics don't think about how they make people feel that put their heart and souls into making this art that you're like, you know, shitting on. And it wasn't necessarily a you need to like it, but they were asking him like, why doesn't he really, read the reviews and how does a bad review for something he did make him feel? And he's like bad, like he's human.
Mm-hmm.
And and I heard a podcast a while ago that by a couple film critics that were kind of talking about this stuff too. And it's like everyone's so caught up in validating themselves that they want to come first. Everything's about getting your voice out there. That it is a not a lack of consideration a lot of times. And the people that create things are people too. And
Yes.
it's like while I'm proud of the way we review movies, I'm proud that we're not just pass or fail or that we just get off on being mean about it. That's a big
Right.
it's a big thing is, the meaner you can be about a movie or the meaner you can be about a TV show. Like it's funny, mean is funny for a lot of people, but
Yes, it
at
is.
some point the point becomes less about being accurate and more about being mean, right? Like
Correct.
every movie is a F, it's like,
Correct.
like I'm like, that's probably the closer to the truth is like every movie is probably somewhere
I
between like a B and a D. Like that's probably if we're being real, like at this
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
most shit is in the middle somewhere.
Yeah, it is. And it's also one of those things where there are people whose whole thing is to hate watch. There are people whose whole thing like that's their jam to pile up. And there are a lot of uh podcasts and critics that would actually fill that void. But then there are people like me, and there's a lot of people like me, but to see people like me who aren't that vocal, who, if I like some shit, I'll just out and I listen to you. I don't want to hear you trash the shit that I like. So you know what? A
Yeah.
lot of times that's why I don't listen to a lot of critics and a lot of critiques on shit that I like, because it's one of those things where you come in here talking about it's trash, and you're not using any logic, you're not
Well,
analyzing. I'm like, the fuck then? No, I don't want to hear anything you have to
I,
say.
I, so the thing that I said was I feel like um what's missing is that the critic is a brand now too, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
know critics used to always be a brand, but it used to be like you had to go through a bunch of gatekeepers. So like you need to find a paper and convince them to do it, and show some level of like skill or some level of like training or whatever. And I'm not saying that's even a good thing, but that's what it used to be. But now it's become a bit more democratized. But because of social media, what is rewarded, right? Like we reward the flat critique, we reward the black and white, we reward the simple, we reward the mean, the salacious, the controversial. um and even with a lot of critics, the way they approach criticism is very much like they're playing a stock market game of like what movie made the most money, which movies had the biggest budgets, who are they rooting for, you
Mm-hmm.
know. The big movies you can shit on because they're gonna make money anyway. The little movies you gotta root for and overhype because they're never gonna make money, and so it's your job now as some type of evangelist. And of course, they see themselves as influencers to a certain extent, and so it's less about calling balls and strikes. It's kind of like asserting your influence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, you know, we lose sight of like in your game of influence, some motherfucker tried to make something. It's why I like our reviews, because our reviews are always what did we like, what did we didn't like. Seems very simple. Vast majority of reviews are not like that. Vast majority of people reviewing movies now are it just either comes like a pile on or stand fast or whatever, which is fine. A lot of people like that, but I just think it's interesting, like that there's no consideration of, oh yeah, there's a person that made this thing, and um I guess what I was trying to say is like, so when I was listening to this podcast and they were talking about, it was two critics talking about online culture wars and all this stuff, and what I was hearing was them bitch about the fans who come at them because they don't like the critiques that they level towards their favorite movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And now their criticism and their stuff has now become just like the artist that made the movie. It's become about your feelings.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right. It's real easy to put it out there when not trying funny, you aren't really the targeted it. You're not the targeted person. It's
right,
like you target somebody else and somebody else, but like, hey, you put something out here for me to consume. Because guess what? They put something for you to consume. You consume it, then you critique it, and then you are critiquing something. You put it out there, and there are people that are critiquing your critique, and then it becomes a problem. Because my thing is, I don't mind people saying they don't like things. I don't mind people, expressing these things. A lot of times for me, I just want a logic behind it, like explain and go into details and have some nuance and have critical thinking and
yeah.
things like
Well,
that.
there's also like a dopamine hit to it. Like, I'm getting attention. It's like it's
Mm-hmm.
hard to get attention, especially when like people love or hate something and you're going the opposite way. Like, you get an attention. We all want it. We don't do
Right.
this podcast for nobody to hear it.
Mm.
I don't write these jokes at work and shit and hope nobody, I'm not like a fucking monk where I write it and I'm just like, well, if no one laughs or if everyone laughs, it's all the same to me. Like, no, nigga, I want that hit. I want that dopamine hit. It's just, but it just made me think about that, because then of course everybody was straw man in the argument, and it was, these artists want everyone to love their movies. Like, I don't think that's the same as some of the, I guess. Okay, this is what I said on Twitter. I forgot to say this. This is the most important part. How did I get sidetracked? We have gotten so impersonal because of social media, and
Mm-hmm.
impersonal because of how we cast each other out and aside.
All right.
But at the same time, we're so connected now. We are more personal than ever when we come for somebody. Like we don't
Yes,
just,
yeah, yeah, it's personal attacks. Yeah.
yeah, it ain't surface level no more. Like I
Mm-mm.
can go find the thing. I can go. I remember the other time you did this, and I remember if you had a big family event, if you lost weight or you gained weight, if you broke up with somebody, if you lost a job. Like it, we are at once more impersonal in the way that we can just shit on somebody because we didn't agree one time or with one thing or whatever, but so fucking personal with just the way we shit on, when the way we do it is just magnifique. It's so, and so like even when you see like a movie review, it don't just be about I didn't like the movie anymore. Now it's like
Right.
Seth Rogen needs to mature as a person. And so yeah, they probably do read that shit and see all that projection, and it probably hurt their feelings because they human. So it just made me think like everyone, and the critics get their feelings hurt when the fans don't like their critique and all this shit. So it
Mhm.
just made me think of that big ass circle, you know?
Yeah, and like you say, it's a circle, and it's also, I guess, in my opinion, one of those things where, like you said, everybody's projecting, everybody has all these opinions, and when you're talking about like the personal, impersonal thing, it's one of those things where, like I said, when people come at you very personal like that, and they don't really quote unquote know you, it still
Mhm.
hurts because, like you say, it's a personal thing that you opted and you chose to share. And
Right.
so at the same time, it's a catch 22 because the public in general, including myself to an extent, they just want to consume shit. And you don't
Right.
care about the person that you're consuming. You just don't care. Put shit out there for me to consume. That's all I care about. You as an individual don't matter. So I should have the right and the luxury to do whatever I want to do and say whatever I want to say because your whole job is to motherfucking tap dance for me. Like literally anything that people consume, for some people they erase and they separate the person's humanity. And
Right.
sometimes these people remind you that they're human. And what did they do? They buck back. They cuss everybody out. They start showing their ass. And people go, whoa, whoa, what was like, yeah, this is a human being, y'all. And you have been attacking somebody and they've got fed up and they actually start responding. And so you can't have it both ways. You can't say, well, I miss Megan Thee Stallion. But at the same time, when somebody like Rihanna, Beyonce don't say shit, don't do shit, have assistants and everybody post everything. You boring. Ain't nothing about you. We don't know nothing about you. Right. Because they want to keep their sanity because I've have lived and been on the internet long enough. A lot of these people, particularly celebrities that actually got raised up on the internet, they get to a point where a lot of them have to leave and have to reduce their time and have to separate themselves just because of the craziness and the insanity of the fans and the demands that they consistently do something for them. And human beings, I will continue to say this, human beings are not designed to get all this information at once. We're not designed to be critiqued by 10 million people, and we're not designed to be praised by 10 million people. We just aren't designed for that. Your brain does not have the capacity to compute all those things, and it's very hard to
Yeah.
navigate that shit.
And
Average
people,
person will never deal with it, so they just don't care.
I mean, it's weird because we know how it affects people because we've seen so many celebrities and musicians and shit that fucking like off themselves or died of drug overdose or whatever at very young ages, and we never thought. It's just wild that we still always, not all, I'm talking very generally, but that so many people were like, nah, I want to be famous. I covet that. I want that worship. I want, and we see like the way it drives people just up a wall, the way it just
Mhm.
affects their whole lives and they can't cope and all this stuff. And it's like, but I want to be in the spotlight too, and I hate that this person is spotlight, not me, and all the emotions that come with that. But yeah, it's a very real thing, and in a way we're all kind of chasing it, and social media has made it where you could chase it. It's, when I see like people like Big Groove, I see a person that probably doesn't have a lot of talent, isn't putting a shit ton of thought into what they're doing, but they know they chasing that fame. They know they want to be famous. They want to be somebody, you know.
That's commodity. And the thing is, for some people, there are people that are famous and the money's behind it. But there are some people that are famous and they are broke. You know, people assume that you're famous, you have money, and that those things are not a true statement. Just because you got a million something TikTok followers and all that shit, it don't mean your bank account got $1 million in it. It's just the illusion that people
Well,
have.
even if you have money, we've seen people with money. I mean, people are famous and have money, and still
Mhm.
it don't make them happy. Like it's you know, it's just shit is just tough all the way around, I guess. Oh,
Agree.
did we lose Karen?
I don't
Oh,
know.
oh, I see. I hear you. I just can't see you for some reason.
No, I need to refresh.
My
I'm moving.
internet.
It might be
Yeah.
because you moving on my side.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm not gonna touch anything as long as maybe it'll come back in a few minutes. But
Okay.
all right. Well, that was all I had for the upfront stuff. You know. We did say this was gonna be a shorter show. I do want to mention this, and we'll get into a couple segments after this. But Janelle James is touring right now.
She is.
Okay, friend of the show. You y'all know her, y'all see her. Okay, and let me tell you, you need to and want to get these tickets because
Yeah, you
these
do.
motherfuckers ain't finna be here forever. I just looked up. Karen is going to see her Friday,
Mm-hmm.
so there won't be any premium show on Friday.
Sure won't.
Not
You
yeah.
do it.
I'll probably need the
I won't be
rest,
there.
but Karen loves to say how much she's not gonna be here, guys.
Mhm.
But listen, I clicked on the link for the Comedy Zone, which is in Charlotte, to see if tickets were still available. There's one show with tickets available Friday at 9:45. The other three shows are sold out already.
Because as soon because I was on Facebook. And when I was on Facebook, she posted it. And when she posted it, I immediately went and got 2 tickets immediately. I was like, I
Yeah,
want
I think
2 tickets.
I think didn't I text you that she was coming to Charlotte and just to let you know because it was one of those things where I remember thinking to myself if I was home I'd fucking be going to this,
No,
So
because I think I asked you or something like that. I was oh no, I think I might have said Janelle James coming to town. I'm thinking about getting tickets. And you was like, well, go see her. Yeah. You told me to
yeah,
go see her. And so when you
right.
said that, I immediately went and got some tickets for me and your mom. And
She's so funny. It's so crazy because I mean obviously now the world is aware through her talent through Abbott Elementary. But honestly, like she's not Ava. She's funny and Ava's a great character, but she's acting. So
yes,
some people still ain't familiar with like how fucking great her stand-up is. It's
yes,
different muscle, different skill. And I hope that like even because I know her as she's so funny, but she's also like she loves stand up. She like a pure stand up, even though she's multi-talented and all that stuff,
hmm
right? All that stuff. But she's so good at stand up, and to now know that there's a world of people that's about to get introduced to Janelle James stand up, not Janelle James
yes.
gift from Twitter, not Janelle
They gonna
James.
walk in there like, oh my gosh, what did I walk into?
I cannot fucking wait. I
I
cannot
know.
fucking wait.
I am so excited. And in Charlotte there are 4 shows.
Mhm.
And so I think it's like 2 on Friday, 2 on Saturday. For those of you, she's gonna be in March the 9th. She's gonna be in Washington, DC. The Comedy Zone, March the 25th. She's gonna be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. March the 31st through April the 1st. What's that? West Indiana,
West Nyack, New York.
New
No, I
York.
like that. I love that you just was like, I'm doing this. I don't
Oh yeah.
care. Let me help everybody out so we don't have to go through all it. JanelleJamesComedy.com. That's how you can find out. JanelleJamesComedy.com. It's got all her dates.
Oh yeah, I was
all the
gonna tell
places she ever
everybody
been.
get
I
book your
mean, you was
calendar.
tearing the names up. You was just tearing the names up. I'm just trying to save you. I don't know why you don't want to be
You
saved, but I'm just trying
okay?
to save
Go
you.
ahead, go ahead. Save me from myself. I got a sinking ship over here. I'm talking about some Indiac, New York. They're like, where's that at,
Yeah,
Karen?
you're just confusing people. They're not gonna show up at the right places. JanelleJamesComedy.com is where you can find a list of all the places that she's gonna be. Friend of the show. If you a Blackout Tales fan and you show up, let her know we sent you or whatever, and I promise you, you'll have a good time. I can't even imagine what a stand-up's like now, because I know she's gonna
That
have
sounds so exciting.
mad funny shit to say about everything that's happened to her just in the last couple years. You want to warm up? She's got comedy. She got comedy stand up on Netflix and all that stuff. So just so fucking funny, man. Love her. So all right, let's get into some other news. Let's do some of our segments. Skip regular news and go
Oh,
straight to like, okay, go ahead.
oh, before we go on, if you have not heard her albums, go back and get her albums, and yeah, she is hilarious. So go
Yeah,
purchase them, stream them, do all that stuff, support her.
yeah, exactly. So I think we'll just get straight into like the guest race and stuff like that. So let's do some guest race. It's already late, so we ain't gotta beat around the bush. All right, we guessing races, and then we get wrapping this, and then we're gonna wrap this up because I still got some stuff to do
Other
for
stuff
the
to
for
do,
the show.
yes.
Yeah. I gotta write some alts tonight. I gotta finish that deep dive.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right, it's guess the race time. Time to go around the globe, find different articles, guess the race of the people involved. Today, the contestants are Karen and the chat room, and they are
Yes.
racist. All right. They've always been racist. They'll probably always be racist. They can't help themselves. They were just born racist. They were born this way. Um, they say nobody's born racist. They said, wanna bet?
You
Slidell
know?
police bust ice cream truck driver for meth.
Oh,
The Slidell police, yeah, the
Slidell,
Slidell police
Slidell.
say an ice.
Where is
Go
this
ahead.
at? Where's Slidell at? What state?
Well, Karen, I mean, think about what was happening. We've only done 2,000 some shows. What do you think was gonna happen, Karen? Do you think I was gonna keep it to myself? You think I was gonna say guess the race and just after that one sentence, or like,
No, I'll let
what do
you
you
finish.
okay, I just want to know. I mean, maybe you knew something I didn't know that I'm reading the article to
You
you,
let me
but
talk, so I'll let you talk. Oh, my bad. My bad.
the Slidell Police Department saying ice cream truck driver had more than push-ups and chip witches on board. The police say they believe the driver, 42-year-old Tamisha Morin, was selling methamphetamine from the truck. Police say they caught wind of the
Would you
vehicle
like
with
some meth
expired
with your
tag.
scoop, apparently?
Right? I think we're starting to get a little bit of a delay. Hold on,
Okay.
everybody. I'm gonna pause this and go to a different browser. Sorry, everybody, but this delay is killing me.
No problem. I can't never hear the delay. He the one talking about it's the delay.
All right, here we go. I'm unpause. All right.
Okay.
As I was saying, this woman, now I gotta pull back up the browser. Um, yeah, so the police said that she had expired tags and no brake lights on Old Spanish Trail late yesterday morning.
What? You asking to be pulled over?
I'll never understand the people that know what they doing is extremely illegal and
Have all your shit in order. Make sure all your
yeah,
lights working, all your brakes working. Be sure nothing expired. I mean, goddamn, you're just drawing attention. Put your seatbelt on. Don't give them no reason to pull you over. This is stupid.
yeah, it feels very much like this is a layup. Like, why would you be riding dirty and knowing you've got an ice cream refrigerator full of meth?
Right? You got meth by the pint.
The ice cream truck was of particular interest to detectives due to previously receiving information that the owner was allegedly using and selling meth from the truck. That's one thing about meth. It's never no Walter White shit. The ones that be catching in real life always getting high on their own supply. Like, I'm never surprised to hear that when they're just like, oh yeah, they was real, they was on the meth too. Like,
they was on
of course they were on the meth, of course. Upon searching the truck, detectives located melted ice cream in the freezer. Well, that's already a bad sign.
Not melted ice cream, but this ice cream truck, how the ice cream melted? What? How are you still in business?
Yeah, you're not even really trying to cover your tracks if you got melted ice cream. Like, it's not gonna pass any level of inspection.
No,
because everybody's just gonna be like,
the ice cream inspector come and you're like, oh, okay. They're like, but all this ice cream is in here,
right.
50 degrees. It's all melted.
Like, you sell ice cream? Yeah, I sell ice cream. Okay, so let's just start over. You sell ice cream out this truck and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Yeah. Okay, so why is the ice cream all melted and laying on the floor? Yeah, that's just how I like it. You know,
you're like, this wouldn't even pass regular ass inspection, no matter ice cream inspection.
Yeah, like, no, that's just how that's how the kids like it these days. They like
melted ice cream.
They like melted ice cream on the floor.
Melted push pops. Okay.
They say they say it's good. They say it's the best form. Oh my God.
They like the ice cream liquidy, apparently.
Yeah. Not everybody. So what? Everybody gotta want their ice cream cold?
Some people like it warm.
Some people like to drink their ice cream. Okay.
Why is there no ice in the ice cream?
Right.
It's just cream.
Maybe you should stop being so judgmental. You don't know. But yeah, she was booked in county jail. Her ice cream truck, Tammy's Ice Cream and Sweet Treats, was impounded. In addition to the melted ice cream and the meth, they also found 2 puppies on board. Oh God.
What? What was the puppies for?
I know the black just hopped out of me because I'm more upset about dogs being around the food.
The ice cream.
I'm like, you just had your dogs around the ice cream. It's like, Rod, calm down. She also had meth. It's like, oh yeah, that's not good too.
One of the puppies named Kang.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, police do not believe any children were exposed to her alleged meth trade, and the ice cream truck has been out of commission for several months.
Of course, because ain't no kids coming up there. Ain't nothing but adults coming up there.
It's almost genius, right? Because it's like you bought the ice cream truck as cover, and like if you just would have done the bare minimum of registering the tags, you would have been fine. But
you wouldn't even got pulled over.
Yeah, like you wouldn't even have to sell ice cream. You just needed to like keep your tags up to date, and you couldn't do that. And I blame the meth. Like,
you blame the drugs.
In some level, it's like the best advertisement and the worst advertisement for meth. It's like, meth so good, you'll spend money on meth before you fucking get your tags replaced on your meth selling truck.
It's
right?
A hell of a drug.
Yeah, all right, Karen. Well, guess the race of Tamisha Morin.
Black.
Karen's going black for this ice cream meth seller. Let's see what they say in the chat room. Mrs. Ice Cream Man, but not Master P. Black. Black meth suggests white, but Tamisha is giving black. Black queen doing it different and having herself a merry meth miss. The public health department says no. Tricky but black. Method woman black. Black opposite of the vanilla ice cream. Too lazy to sell meth. Black. Enterprising System, knowing her white base, well, everyone went black on this, which I am shocked because it's a meth story. And everyone, you got it wrong.
With that name? I demand a recount.
That's her right there.
Who named her?
Right? I mean, that's a white, and that's her bus right there with
That
Space
is
Jam.
a white with a black ass name. I know her resume be getting thrown in the trash can.
And that's
probably why she had to go sell meth, because her name get through there. All the computer systems reject them bitches. Well, I'll take that L, because I'm trying to tell you, that's a black ass name.
It is a pretty black ass name, Karen. Now I do have to give you that.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the next one. Karen is 0 for 1, and so are the rest of y'all. Nobody got that one. Palm Beach Gardens is where this one takes place. It's in Florida. And it's about the mail. Let me see if I can might be able to play the audio for this, but Karen, you'll have to let me know if you can hear it in a second.
Continuing coverage tonight of a shocking story at a Palm Beach Gardens. A mail carrier in a gated
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Okay.
Community spotted dumping bins of mail into a lake.
Now we're learning more about what happened and the woman police say was behind it. CBS 12's Al Pefley joins us live outside Mirabella at Mirasol in Palm Beach Gardens to break down those new details. Al?
The new information is contained in this police report we got from Palm Beach Gardens Police. We have learned that a contractor did, in fact, throw bundles of mail into a lake here, confirming what a homeowner says she saw taking place inside this gated community.
It's terrible, but there's been a problem since we moved here.
Bryant Kane, a retiree, has lived at Mirabella at Mirasol for 12 years. Like others here, it angers him that a private contractor dumped mail into a lake last week.
A lot of my bills I don't get, and they send us late notices. And my wife has to get on the phone, talk to them, which takes hours.
A Palm Beach Gardens police report identifies the woman who dumped the mail as 25-year-old Bendina Tropnes of Wellington. This appears to be a photo of Tropnes and a photo taken by a resident on the day of the incident. Tropnes works for Cummings Contract Delivery Service of Crescent City, Florida, a private company that is contracted by the U.S. Postal Service to deliver mail. According to the police report, on Tuesday, January 10th, a resident at Mirabella at Mirasol watched Tropnes as she dumped a container full of mail into the lake behind some houses. The resident then followed Tropnes to the front gate, where she notified a security guard who contacted police.
Imagine you got to go to the lake and go fishing for your power bill. You know,
imagine you trying to catch some trout and you catching a somebody's credit card bill.
Right, you getting somebody's grandmama's the birthday card that they got from their grandmama because this motherfucker just threw everything in the lake. Damn.
Right.
What do they be like? Because my guess is like there has to be tracking of this. You know you're gonna get caught eventually.
Yeah, because people gonna get tired of not getting their mail.
The companies and the people complain when they don't get their mail. The company is gonna know. The people are gonna get suspicious. Like it's not a crime of like, and I just need to scheme the right way and I'll get away with it. It's a crime of like, okay, but like pretty soon they're gonna catch you. And yet
and it's your route, nobody else but your route. Everybody else been getting their mail.
Yeah, like mail literally has tracking on it.
Right.
I mean, like if you don't get an Amazon package, how many people are like, yeah, I'm hitting up Amazon. I want to know what this shit is and not to mention like with a lot of these companies now, they track shit down to like the foot with GPS. They'd be like, yo, Amazon package is 3 stops away.
Yeah, that's what my be telling me. It'd be like your Amazon package is 8 stops away. It tells you.
Your Amazon package is next door. Your neighbor got it, you know, and so you
Yes.
just own it in your Amazon package is 17 feet under the water. Like what?
And you mean to tell me you think you're gonna do this and nobody find? You think people aren't gonna be like, why is there like tons of mail rising up in this lake down here? No, nobody gonna figure it out.
if I go to the pond and I see a big mouth bass wearing my slippers that I ordered, I'm gonna be like,
It's
now
gonna be a
damn it,
problem.
something happened. That was the earrings my grandmama said she sent me. You know?
Right?
The police
Come
report says
on.
Troopas had no identification or driver's license. The police report says, quote, she would not give a clear explanation of why she threw mail into the water. The report says, quote, Tropness did state she threw 5 bundles of mail into the water that were dated from 2022. Her boss, Timothy Cummings, came to the scene and was allowed to go into the water to retrieve 2 bundles of mail that were still floating. But the other 3 bundles could not be found. Cummings told police the bundles of mail were newspapers and magazines. We went back to the neighborhood and found a similar van with the words U.S. Mail frequent stops on the back of the van driving through the neighborhood. According to an email sent to Mirabella at Mirasol residence, the property manager says she believes the subcontractor was arrested.
I think we should have the Postal Service take over from the contractors.
Kane says he feels mail service would improve if the Postal Service was delivering the mail, because the service provided by the contractor leaves a lot to be desired.
All right. Yeah, I wonder what her excuse is gonna be.
Demons told me to do it. Who told you to do it? The demons.
Oh no.
Karen, guess the race.
What was her name again?
Hold on. Fuck, they said her name earlier.
Oh, it's not here. It's not written out. I'm gonna go black.
But is Bendina Tropness.
I'm gonna go black.
All right, Karen's going black.
Say
Let's check the chat room.
Topless. I'm saying so sour, Benji. I sound like a Latino, Hispanic type of name. Then black. That's what I'm gonna go.
What are you gonna go?
The second one.
What's the second one?
Oh, like Hispanic, Latino versus black.
Okay. The chat room says black woman who goes to her hair appointment over delivering the mail. She's
no.
I ain't gonna be wasting my time today. Black, Latina, Hispanic, nigga name for some nigga shit. Latino, South Floridian trumpet. Mexican with nigga tendency, Puerto Rican, neither rain nor sleet, but we can't do anything about this. Some lazy negress. The correct answer is, and Karen said Latina, you were wrong, Karen. The correct answer is black.
I should went with my first instinct.
Yeah, you talked yourself out of it. I'm just mad at this picture. This picture look like this must have been the picture of them like literally catching her in the act.
Mm-hmm.
And she looking at the camera like, God damn it, I'm fired. Ugh. Like I know you ain't. I know what you even doing over by the lake. You know,
I bet you they was like, they probably was like, you breaking records. You got finished in the no time. Of course,
right.
she fucking dumped it.
Right. She was like, well, the good news is
that's a federal law, so you going to jail.
She's like, the good news is I'm done with my shift by 10 a.m. Everybody's like, man, that's crazy. That route used to take 8 hours. I'm back home. I'm work from home now.
You know? Right.
All right, well, Karen, so far you are 0 for 2.
So far, I'm taking these L's because of them names.
Not a good showing for you at all today. It's just
nope.
It happens.
My racism meter is off.
We all have off days, but let's go to the bonus round.
It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race. It's time to guess the race.
All right. It's time to guess the race. Karen so far is 0 for 2.
Mm-hmm.
But this is worth double the points, double the race.
Okay.
So let's see if she can
Can break
Maybe
even.
finish on a high note. Let's see. A Wall Street sugar daddy who fell for a Manhattan stripper sues.
Oh, the
Wall
sugar daddy's suing.
Mm-hmm. A Wall Street financier is suing a stripper after he lent her hundreds of thousands of dollars and a Gucci scarf when COVID shut down her club. John
Gucci
Leahy
scarf.
of Union, Michigan, filed a suit against Aline Luz Dunga and her mother, Anula Gomez, in Manhattan Supreme Court. Now, we're not guessing their races. We're guessing his.
Okay.
He filed a suit, and John Leahy is his name, on February 24th, alleging that they never paid him back the money they lent him, that he lent them over a 3-year span. He claims in the suit that he fell for Aline Luz Dunga when he first met her at her job as an exotic dancer, and thought they were in a serious relationship as he spent $125,000 to help her through the global pandemic.
Woo.
He also claimed he once lent her his Gucci scarf, which she never gave back. Oh, what do you want, his hoodie next? And he helped pay her mother's cancer treatments and Massachusetts state taxes before they stopped speaking with him. Now, I will say, I'm shocked they stopped speaking with him because it sounded like they had a all day long sucker. According to the law,
sued because they stopped speaking with him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is a needless suit. I will just get back with him. Leahy set up a sort of stimulus package for the struggling stripper, lending her money on a regular basis for maintenance. He also spent several thousands to help Gomez Dunga's mother pay off her state taxes and cancer treatments. Gomez has a history of defaulted loans in the past. In total, he says he doled out $125,000 from 2019 to 2021. And Dunga was supposed to eventually pay him back, and he thought they were in a serious relationship. Well, my thing is it really a serious relationship if you thought she was going to pay you back? I feel like it's not that serious then, you know? And I get that you're all woke and super minded, but I feel like if you're in a serious relationship, you either helping or you're not helping.
Right. There's no in between with that.
I'm mad this article got a picture of the Gucci scarf in it. That's ridiculous. Like
we got to know it's Gucci.
Like we're looking for it in the lineup or something. Is this the scarf that did it? But the money dried up. Right. Like I'm gonna see somebody walking down the street and be like, God damn, that's his scarf. But the money dried up when Lee finally realized in August 2021 that Dunga was only interested in his cash. At which point he forced her to pay back $10,000. Just a few months later, Gomez borrowed $6,000 more to pay off her Massachusetts tolling excise tax, and borrowed another $8,000 shortly after. Now, see, this is where I'm starting to think this man is a pay pig, and it's on him. I hate to be a victim blamer, but I'm just saying, you said you pay me back $10,000. I know you only want me for my cash. And then you went and gave her mama $14,000 more. How did that make sense?
How, Sway?
She allegedly never paid him back for that money, and soon she and Dunga cut off all contact with him and ignored his pleas to refund the money. He is now asking the judge to force the two women to pay all the money back. You know how fucking mad this man must be that he is a goddamn Wall Street, huh?
He put all his business out in the street. He want that money.
He must be so mad because he is a Wall Street person. I assume that his name must mean something to somebody somewhere. And this man went to fucking court, put his government on it, and then let it be reported in the news. Bro, honestly, if you play me like this, I'm gotta take it to the grave.
I just took I'm like you. I just took that L.
Yeah, take that. You gotta take this one to the grave, dog. Hey, I can't make that trip this weekend. What's wrong, man? You ain't got the money? I don't even want to talk about it. I just can't make the trip. I'm gonna just have to cut back on spending. But all right, Karen, guess the race.
I'm going white.
All right, let's check the chat room, see what they believe the race is. Here we go. White, bizarre Mr. White, folks, pimping backwards, old, dumb, and white. So he was paying sugar daddy money, peak white mess, translucent white, Gucci scarf, sound like some nigga shit. So it looked like all whites and one black. And you know what I'm gonna say, guys? Whether he said white, whether he said black, you got it right.
Yeah, ain't no telling what that is. I'm with you. It could be
I
either
don't
one.
care. You gotta remember when the sound effect is playing, it's harder to hear you. But go ahead. You got it. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm about to say, yeah. Looking at that, I'm like you. Everybody wins.
He passing. That's why I think we outed him as not just a sugar daddy pay pig, but also he might want to check. He might want to shake that tree, that family tree, because I think you're gonna see some Negroes falling out. If you know what I'm saying, you know what I mean. Man, what a crazy story. Like, I cannot believe he told the world that, man. I just would have been out of the money and nobody would have had to know about it. Oh, like I would have flipped it into like, I'm a sugar daddy. I'll be meaning to pay these women and not get the money back. That's how, that's how much I'm a baller. I wouldn't never let y'all know I got played, boy. All right, last thing, sword ratchetness.
Apparently the sugar daddy game done changed, but sugar daddy is like, look, I want my money back.
Yeah. This story is old as hell. Why the hell is this in here? 2020. All right, let me. I'm sorry. Let me find another
some
story.
newer.
Yeah, I think they must have put it in there like it was new, but it wasn't. All right, we'll do this one instead. Samurai sword wielding man at Bangkok jailed 18 months. All right. Singapore, the man who used the samurai sword to slash a pedestrian and several cars near Bangkok Square Mall in March was sentenced to 18 months in jail and 6 strokes of the cane. 6 strokes of the cane.
What the hell is 6 strokes of the cane?
They must hit you like with a cane pole. Yeah, they must. Some kind of cane, a cane pole or something. I just pictured them making you pick out your switch. That's crazy.
Yes.
Like it's I don't know which way is crazy. Is it crazy that another country, like, you get a whipping, or is it crazy that like black people are using the punishment that another country gives thieves to discipline their kids sometimes? Like, either way is crazy if you think about it.
It'd be like, in addition to it, you get the cane.
Right. Yeah, I'm just picturing them making you pick out your cane, and if they don't like it, they hit you with it and make you get another one. Yeah, but then the 38-year-old damaged some passing cars at traffic junction in front of the mall with the sword. He also caused the victim lacerations on the left arm and shoulder. The cars incurred damages costing up to $1,000 in repair. He pled guilty to 3 charges, including rash act, endangering life, and voluntarily causing hurt by a dangerous weapon. Another 2 charges were considered in the sentencing. He had consumed unknown pills before leaving home.
Oh
no. Unknown pills. You know how you just consume unknown unknown pills?
Not unknown. I'm good on the unknown.
I think he must. I know where he got them pills from. That's where he got them.
He walked up there trying to get some ice cream.
She said, "I ain't got no ice cream,
but I got some unknown pills."
What I do got is some unknown pills. And he said, "Well, I got these 2 puppies. You want to trade?" And she said, "Absolutely."
That's how she got the puppies.
And here's a sword on the side.
Because what I'm gonna do with this? I can't have a frozen sword because my ice cream ain't frozen.
So he hit 4 passing cars at the traffic junction.
What is he doing?
Yeah,
samurai dancing at the intersection.
Passers-by saw the commotion, rushed forward to restrain him until the police arrived. He was taken to the hospital. The victim was taken to the hospital with brazen cuts and given 3 days medical leave, incurring bills of $110. Must be nice to have affordable health care. Deputy Public Prosecutor Daniel Ling asked for 18 to 24 months with 6 strokes of the cane. That's crazy. They have to consider that in their sentencing. Like, yeah, Your Honor, the state is asking for 18 to 24 months with 7 whacks on the ass. Okay, thank you. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we get justice in this one.
Yeah, we're asking for 6 to 18 months with 5 whacks on the head. What? Yeah. What is happening here?
Also, we like to get 2 years plus purple nurple. So just
what is happening here?
Right. Yeah, and then who has to do it? They just got like an old black grandmama in the background, like, go on, get the switch.
And think about right, because that got to be somebody's job to actually do the caning. What do they do? Do everybody know it? Do they go out there with a mask on so don't nobody know that they're the official caner of the town?
Right. Go on, get my whipping cane. They probably got a name for Old Sycamore. Go get Old Sycamore.
Do they do it in the public square?
Right. It's gonna be a long day today. My whipping hand is itching.
You better come on. I got 8 more whoopings today.
You just gotta hope they're not mad at the crime. All right, y'all. That's it. We gotta get out of here. I got other stuff to do. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everyone.